is Ashley Stackis, Executive Director for Dubuque County Right to Life. You may recognize my face or my name, but you may not understand or know my story and how I became to be the Executive Director for this wonderful organization. It started back in high school. We lived in Bellevue, Iowa, so a little bit outside of Dubuque, but close enough. And I went to a private school. And one day we had a performance at the school, and I didn't know anything about it. I was just a student doing what I was supposed to be doing in an auditorium, and it was a performance called The Mime for Life. So it was a mime that we watched, and it depicted two different women. One woman would be going through the struggle of deciding on what to do. She was pregnant, if she were to choose life or abortion for her child. So both women were going through this big decision. One woman chooses life for her baby, and the other woman chooses abortion for her baby. You see the devastation of the woman who chose abortion, but you see the pure joy and happiness of the woman who chose life for her child. You watch as these women make very different decisions and how either decision profoundly impacts them in their life journey. You could tell that I was obviously moved by it as I sat there and I wept and I wept and I wept. And I think it was pretty obvious for everybody watching me cry so hard. I was so impacted by this performance that afterwards they tapped me on my shoulder and asked me to get involved. And so I did. So that was my way of being involved in the pro-life mission throughout high school, was to be able to perform in the Mime for Life, again, brought in by Dubuque County Right to Life. In 2011, I applied for DCRTL's scholarship, which went to graduating high school seniors pursuing a college degree. So I applied for it, and I was ecstatic to receive $500 to be put towards my studies. I received a biology major and a chemistry minor from the University of Dubuque. And while in that process, Dubuque County Right to Life actually reached out to me to ask if I'd be interested in an internship with their organization. And I said, absolutely, that would be wonderful. So I was the secretary for this wonderful organization from 2011 until 2014. I graduated early in 3 years. And then I actually stayed with DCRTL a year after graduation. I believe my activism made the biggest impact on the girls on my floor when I was an RA or a resident assistant, because they saw all of my wonderful pro-life materials on my dorm door. And I know that I made a profound impact in the lives of anybody who saw that information, either during college or even after. While in college, I started up a pro-life student-ran group on college campus called Spartans for Life. It was very difficult starting a group from absolutely nothing. There was never a pro-life group on campus, so it took a lot of work and advocacy for me just trying to recruit students to get involved and to find students who have a calling for the pro-life mission. It certainly wasn't an easy endeavor to take on, but it was very fruitful, to say the least. We had a lot of tables that we spoke to students on campus, just set up in the middle of the university, where students would come up to see what we were doing. We would pull them in, maybe with some candy, and just to start a conversation. To see where they stood on the issue of the sanctity of life, abortion, euthanasia, assisted suicide, and to have a conversation, to think about their stance and if they would feel the same by the end of the conversation. And it was great. We brought in speakers and had wonderful events and movies on campus. I had to leave DCRTL, unfortunately, to be able to make a stable income, to live on my own and to pay off my college student loans. So I ended up moving on to a corporate position in Dubuque for about 3 years, until one day my mother called me to inform me of a job opening at the office. They posted the job for executive director, and so I applied for it. I was offered the job. I was ecstatic. It was great. I was able to pursue my pro-life beliefs full time. If you had ever asked me years prior if this is what I would be doing, I would have told you were crazy. I was always pro-life, but never did I think that I would dedicate my life to the pro-life mission, and I have Dubuque County Right to Life to thank for that. Dubuque County Right to Life has made a profound impact in my life. They've educated me and empowered me to help grow me as a pro-life leader, and now I have the absolute privilege to be able to do that, to educate and to empower young people for future generations to advocate for the sanctity of life from conception through natural death. Education is proactive action to end abortion. Now let me say that again. Education is proactive action to end abortion. Abortions won't end until the ugly truth of it is exposed through education. Our organization needs your support to continue our mission to grow future pro-life leaders in this world. We need more voices for life, but we can't do it without you. Will you please consider donating today?